What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again. Kyle Larson wins his second championship. One of the more, let's just say, heartbreaking endings in NASCAR championship history. A ton of stuff to talk about. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So, as a Kyle Larson fan, I don't really know how to feel because I had no expectations really of him winning the championship. He didn't even lead a lap, and he freaking won his second championship. So, I'm geeked up about that, but, you know, we try to keep these videos unbiased, but we're talking about the Phoenix race. I'll try to talk about the trucks at Xfinity as well, and, wow. So, the championship for going today was Chase Briscoe, Larson, Hamlin, and William Byron, and clearly the best car was Denny Hamlin. He led the most laps. I think it was the most laps led ever at a championship, finale event. I'm guessing playoff era is what they meant during the broadcast, and he had the best car. I mean, he was dominating the entire race. Byron was probably the second best one. And then I would probably put Briscoe probably in the fourth place out of it. He kept having tire problems, and there was a lot of tire issues in today's event. And I think that definitely helped spice up the Phoenix race, to be honest with you, because I've seen a lot of these Phoenix races the past, 5 to 6 years, and they can get pretty mundane, and I think the tire failures definitely added a little bit of interest to it, so to speak. And Larson, he just kind of was there the entire day. And the main topic point of this event is going to be with about 3 to 4 laps to go. Byron cuts a tire down. They were cutting tires down just about most of the race, so it wasn't like something was completely out of the blue. And Hamlin's leading. They're talking about it on the broadcast. He's going to win the championship. 20 years trying. A rookie since 2006. That's how long he's been making full-time cup starts. And the caution comes out. William Byron cuts a tire down. And, oh boy, you got to pick. What do? Do you take 4 or do you take 2? To me, I'm taking 2 or no tires. Give me track position. 3 cars stayed out. Then you had, 7 cars or something that took 2, and then Hamlin had 4 tires. He was the highest car on the running order that had 4 tires, I believe. And he made a ton of ground. But with 2 laps to go, an overtime finish at a racetrack that doesn't produce a ton of cautions, let's just be honest, it was a gamble. And it didn't pay off. Kyle Larson took the 2 tires. He had the track position. And it worked out perfectly because he had enough of a buffer between him and Denny Hamlin. So there was enough cannon fodder, so to speak, to keep Hamlin at bay. And he held him off. It's a track that's very difficult to pass at. So minimal cautions, and it's very difficult to pass at. That's Phoenix. So if there's a track you want to, take 4 tires and run through the field, Phoenix is probably on the low end of the tracks I would choose. Darlington, Bristol, maybe tracks in that area where you could really rip the fence and duke and dive. Phoenix, I don't know. It's a very flat track, and Larson held on to it. He seemed pretty shocked in the post-race interview that he actually won the championship. Again, he did not lead any laps the entire event. Not really expected to be a champion, and now he's a 2-time Cup winner. So it's pretty interesting. He's had better moments, to win the championship and didn't get it done the last few years. But wow. And Denny Hamlin, man, I feel for the Hamlin fans because this is something that has happened during Denny Hamlin's career so many times of basically doing everything right and then unfortunately not having it go your way. You think about the 2010 championship where he lost it to Jimmy Johnson. You think about, the 2020 Brickyard 400 leading the race with a couple laps to go, and I think he blew a tire and just smashed into the fence. He was going to win the Brickyard, something he's been trying to do for years and still has not won. And the championship, literally 3 laps to go, and boom, the caution comes out. But you could say he could have just put 2 tires on. And honestly, I think he should have. But then again, would Larson have taken 4? I think if Larson takes 4, he doesn't win the championship. So, in my opinion, when I was watching it, I'm like, you got to take 2 tires or no tires. I don't care. Give me track position. This is a racetrack. It's very difficult to pass. So, that's going to be a moment that's going to be talked about the entire I mean, history of NASCAR, honestly. A pit call won the championship for Kyle Larson. And, it's like the conversation's going to shift to this. Was Larson the rightful winner of the championship? I mean, look, I'm going to keep it real. I don't know how to answer that question because all four of the championship four in 2025 in the Cup Series, it wasn't like there was one driver that was just 800 points ahead of everybody. One driver had 15 wins and everyone else had 0. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was definitely more of an equal four drivers compared to the Xfinity and the Truck Series counterparts, but it's going to be definitely debated. And I feel for Hamlin. I feel for the Hamlin fans because he had the championship right there and literally 3 to go and poof, no championship. And Larson just, all it takes, put 2 tires on it. I mean, this is, when you take a 2-tire gamble, you need other drivers to do so as well in order for it to work. And that's how it shook out. Byron brought out that caution, so that kind of ended his championship hopes. I think Briscoe took 4 tires. I don't know why. Take 2 tires. I mean, I would rather put 2 tires on the car and get smoked on the restart, lining up in the top 3 or 4, and just get absolutely obliterated on the restart, than put 4 tires on and not be able to even have a chance to get up there. That's just me, right? So, I don't know. Honestly, was the race pretty good? It was nowhere near as good as the spring race, in my opinion, because they had the option tire, which I don't know why they didn't bring that back. It made the spring Phoenix race one of the best ones in years. It was better than probably the last few Phoenix races at the fall whatever championship one. I am very glad though it is the final championship race at Phoenix, at least for the time being. We're going to Homestead next year for the NASCAR Cup Series and the other 2 series as well. I don't know how that's all going to be because there's so much conversation about the playoff format. I'll get into that into a moment. This is our final post-race recap of the year. And I think that I think it's going to be a wild offseason, man. There's so much talk about, the format changes. And I don't know if this helps or hurts that argument with Larson winning the championship because I don't know. I haven't really saw any comments or reactions to it, but it's gonna be interesting. Oh yeah, Blaney won the race, by the way. Blaney just came out of nowhere and said, "You know what? I didn't win this race in 2023. I'm going to collect on that." And he went out there and got the W. Brad had a shot at winning it. Ryan Preece had a shot at winning it. Staying out was the right call, I feel like. If no one else would have stayed out and Larson was the only car on 2 tires, he'd be fortunate just to finish top 10. You have to have other people to be the cannon fodder. To quote Larry Mack, if you follow the leader, you're just going to follow the leader. So you got to do something different. Let's talk about the truck race. So Corey Heim won the championship, but literally he dominated the race. I think he qualified on pole. Or no, he didn't get the pole. It was Lane Riggs that got it. But he won both of the stages, dominated the race, and then right at the end, he had to put tires on. And it looked like he just threw away the championship. It took a 7-wide pass at Phoenix to be able to get it done. Now, I said passing is difficult at Phoenix. Not on the restarts. It's one of the more easier tracks because it's flat as a board. I'm talking as the run goes on. Once the cars get spread out, it gets really difficult to pass. And inevitably, Denny Hamlin didn't pass everybody on the first corner like you have to what Corey Heim did. Heim fought back and won the championship, but they were this close at taking that away, unfortunately. That would have been a disaster because he broke pretty much every single season record in the truck series you could break. And today's era of parity, I'm just saying, super impressive stuff. So, in my opinion, the right guy won the championship. That's just me. Xfinity, oh boy. Oh man. First off, I want to say I feel for Connor Zilisch because this cat did literally everything you could imagine in 2025. One of the most dominant, if not the most dominant, Xfinity seasons probably of the modern era because this wasn't a cup driver who's already well established and then just bouncing back down into the Xfinity or Nationwide or Busch Series and then just cleaning up. This wasn't that. This was a true rookie running his first full-time NASCAR season. Got like 11 wins. He had like 20, 25 top fives. I mean, just ridiculous numbers. He had multiple races. He finished second. And he finishes, third? And he doesn't win the championship to Jesse Love. And I'm a fan of both of them. My honest take on that, and I don't want to, be negative about it. What I'm going to say is it's moments like that remind me why football is my favorite sport. Regarding what happened with the championship. I'm just keeping it real. Yeah. I know there was a lot of interesting opinions about that championship. So where does NASCAR go moving forward? With 2026 now the next race, the Clash or whatever, and we have to go through the off season. Do you have the Clash? I have no idea what they're going to do with the championship format. And I certainly hope they change it. If it was up to me, I would just go with a full season format. I would love to see it. I think it'd be so much fun. I'm personally over the playoffs. I'm just gonna keep it real, right? My guy just won the championship because of the playoffs, and I'm telling you, I'm okay with the playoffs going away. That's what I say when I talk about Larson or Elliott, my two drivers. Keep it unbiased. I think NASCAR does need to go back to the full season format. Do I think they will? No. I wish they would, but I feel like they're still going to go to a modified playoff format where it's like 3 drivers eliminated, and then like final 4 or final 6, something like that, 4-race stretch. I don't think they're going to get rid of the playoffs. As much as I wish they would, I'm not going to lie, and I respect everyone's opinions, by the way, regarding the whole playoff thing. You can chime in the comment section because I know a lot of people have different opinions about it. I'm not trying to keep this video too long-winded, but I think what they're going to do, they're just going to keep the playoffs. They're going to modify the end of it, make it a 4-race deal, and they're going to go with that. I wish they would just say, you know what, we're tired of people questioning whether a champion is legit or not, because that's the conversation that you see in almost any comment section. Whether that's correct or not, the fact that it's even discussed shows you there is some issues, right? I think if they just went for the full season championship, there would be enough organic drama within the full season championship that even if we had 3 races to go and the champion was full locked up, there's enough chaos that happens within every NASCAR race, especially in the parity era we have in next-gen racing where the cars are so equal and they can't modify them. I think there's enough to keep people entertained. And I'll end my point on this. To me, I feel like the full season championship is like, okay, you have the Daytona 500, and then you have the next 35 events. And it's almost like the 35 events are like a playoff of itself. Every week, you got to be consistent. And if you have a DNF in March or April, it literally could cost you the championship because you fall behind. A lot of those full season championship formats, the championship gaps were built by very small margins. I'm talking 5 points, 10 points at a time. And this is when they would get 168 points, I believe, for leading the most laps and winning a race. So nowadays, that'd be like 2 points or 3 points at a time. I'm just saying consistency, the pressure to always show up at every single race. There was no off weekends, right? The guys that won the championships, they showed up to the road courses in a time where road courses were kind of looked at as like an off week for a lot of drivers, right? Back in the Gen 4 days. So I feel like, in my opinion, it actually adds more pressure because there's no off weeks. There's no, hey, I won, I'm in, I can take the next 6 months off and not do anything. I can do squat, right? And you're already in the playoffs. There's none of that. It's basically every single week you have to bring your A game because the championship is not going to be won by taking 3 months off. That's just my honest opinion. Comment down below what y'all think about the 2025 season. Larson won the championship. Hamlin, I feel for the Hamlin fans, man. It just, I don't know how many times Denny Hamlin has been that close to the championship and just something happening. It's, man, I feel for him. So, yeah, Blaney still won the race. I don't think many people know that. I don't even think they even called it across the line. I mean, obviously Larson being the champion was the big deal, but it's going to be interesting if we just saw the last playoff race ever. I don't think it's going to happen. 2026, I'm excited for it. I really wish they'd go the full season, full format. I don't know. Enough of me rambling. Thank you all for watching the video. So excited, though, that Larson won. I understand the format. Look, I already said my opinion on it. Give me the full season format instead. But I'm just happy that Larson won because I literally had no expectations of him winning this championship. I'm like, he has a 1 out of 4 chance or whatever. But I don't know if I should be like, you know what? He didn't earn it or he did earn it. And I think that's just kind of the temperature of the entire conversation around the championship. The fact that we even debate whether drivers earned it or not. That's all for now. Make sure to pre-order that Race 1 diecast. That's going to be one of the hottest selling pre-orders is the Kyle Larson Championship raced version. Raced version, not race winning, by the way, because the Blaney car. So if you were a Blaney fan in 2023 and you missed out on that Phoenix win because Ross Chastain said, nah, I'm going to go win this thing, now's your opportunity to go pick up that one. So you should see some pre-orders for both of those very soon, hopefully. And Homestead 2026. I miss Homestead. It should have never left, in my opinion. That's going to be pretty cool. Thank you all for watching. Have a blessed one, everybody. Diecastbuffet. Oh, yeah, Dodge returns next year for the Truck Series. DB, signing off.